I'm like on a high right now. This is why I do it, because of how I feel right now.
My boy, get him in the vlog. Big guy, big guy.
You might be one connection away from changing your entire life, and all you have to do is... This past year was insane. I moved out of Miami to Tulum, Mexico. Then wound up leaving and going to Europe. I did Croatia, Italy. In Italy I did Rome, did Naples, Positano. Going out in Positano a little bit, so I'm very, very excited. We did Spain, Prague, Slovakia. Got to see my girlfriend's family in the middle of Slovakia. Sun comes up, no better way to start the day. And in each of these cities, yachts, parties, dinners. I started a YouTube channel to build my personal brand, and I'm gonna film it all. It's gonna be focused on business and really just how to create the life that you want. Putting out a video a week for the last 34 weeks in a row. All of this while scaling a toilet paper business. The best part about waking up at 5 o'clock for me is that I am growing, building, accomplishing something while the rest of the world is asleep. And I feel like an animal when I do that.
L-O-L-O-L-O-L-O, white America, assassin. My heart rate's going crazy. Money matrimony, yeah, they tryna break the marriage up. Who gon' act phony, who gon' try to embarrass you?
I got crappy sleep, woke up today, tired as can be. I wanted to go back to bed. But when I come here and do something like this, do the hardest thing first thing in the morning, commit to the promise I told myself yesterday I was gonna do today, I'm like on a high right now. This was hard. This was hard as fuck. Getting out of bed was hard as fuck. But now, this is why I do it, because of how I feel right now. Mike's the man. I actually met him at an Equinox. So I started talking to him, we exchanged numbers, and then he was like, yo, why don't you come train with me and see if you like it. And he's dope. He basically trains all of the Miami fitness models. The guy has figured his niche out for sure. And but he's the man. He's a really good guy. He's in really good shape. He knows the stuff about fitness. So I read that book, Who Not How. Have you read that? And it's about, instead of focusing on like how to accomplish something, you try to find a who, like a person to help you. And normally I think about that in terms of business, but I was thinking about my other life goals. One of them is fitness, one of them is to speak Spanish fluently. And I was like, I need to find my who. So Mike was the first person that came to mind. So I'm currently doing about $500,000 in business, all because I sat down at this cafe. So this is Pura Vida in Design District. I was here 6 months ago. I sit down next to a guy and he's got a logo on his shirt that says DBC, which is the gym we just came from. So I said to him, I'm like, hey, do you know Mike? And that's who we just trained with. He's like, oh yeah, I work with him. My name's Kenny. We start talking and he asked me what I do. So I said, we manufacture toilet paper, paper towels. I started telling him about our business and he was like, no way. He's like, one of my friends does that here in Miami. So I wound up reaching out to the guy. I go visit his facility. We completely hit it off. Like, he's third generation in his business. I'm second in mine. We're both like super driven and we just clicked. That was 6 months ago. Literally in the span of the last 6 months, we've quoted multiple pieces of business. We landed a $500,000 piece of business, all because I can produce products out of his facility that we don't make. So he's our manufacturing partner now. And because I sat down here, I'm now doing business with him. Whether you're at the gym or even just getting coffee, you might be one connection away from changing your entire life, and all you have to do is say hi to the person next to you. One of the biggest areas that has made the most impact on sales has been relationship building.
A background, LD, on what we're trying to do with Jake and Burke International. I like Jake. I'll let him introduce himself to you. He's a really cool young man, very smart, great company. Let him tell you about himself and what he...
Not focusing on, here's my product, here are the attributes, but just focusing on the person on the other side of the phone and building that relationship, caring about them, caring about their interests, learning who they are, and letting that build. Really nice to meet you. Thank you for putting this together. So I'll give you the abbreviated version of what we do, but we're a manufacturer of disposable wiping products, toilet paper, paper towels, napkins. My family actually got into the industry in the 70s. My grandfather started out of his garage buying old t-shirts. They would cut them up. Today we sell to 700 distributors across 15 different. So as I was nearing the end of college, I knew I had to make a choice, which is, do I go into the family business or do I go down the other path? The other path at the time was working for a bank in their mortgage division. And I was leaning in that direction because all of my friends were getting these big jobs in New York, and I felt like that was the cool thing to do. I wanted to kind of be a part of that world. One of the reasons I didn't want to go into the family business is because I didn't want people to be able to say he has what he's achieved because it was given to him. I'm 30 now, and I think I still hold on to that to some degree, and it's probably why I work as hard as I do and achieve as much as I do, because I am proving maybe more to myself than anybody that what I have is because of my work ethic. Like, everybody is dealt an opportunity. Some big, some small, some easier, some harder. But what I focus on is when someone's given an opportunity, what are they doing with it? I don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. every day. I don't have to stop working at 10 o'clock every day. I don't have to work on the weekends. But an opportunity is given to me, and I'm going to take as much advantage of that as I can. Welcome to the factory. So the first year working in the business was very interesting. I was given a list of maybe over 1,000 companies, and I just started to cold call them from 8:30 in the morning until 5. And then when 5 o'clock hits, I would start calling companies on the West Coast because they were open for an extra 3 hours. And then when 8 o'clock would hit, I would finish out my busy work till about 10 or 11. And that's how I built my book of business. I was distracting myself with the work and I was dialing in, but I still had these thoughts in the back of my head about whether or not what I was doing was the right choice. But I finally came to a point where I made a decision: if this is gonna be a chapter in my life, I'm gonna give this thing 100%. We're gonna hire the best people, we're gonna have the best products, we're gonna sell more toilet paper than anybody else. Of course, I'm gonna make my father proud along the way, travel the world, enjoy life, and figure out what's next.
My intuition is telling me there'll be better days. I sit in silence and find whenever I meditate, my fears alleviate, my tears evaporate, my faith don't deviate.
I believe that we are meant to be in certain cities. The same way you might find a boyfriend or a girlfriend and it clicks and you're like, this is who I want to get married to. People need to date the city that they live in. And then you find the place and the environment that suits who you are, and you can flourish no different than when you find a friend that brings out the best in you or a significant other that brings out the best in you. So right now I'm in Miami and I'm leaning into all of it. I love the fashion, I love the art, I love the style, and that's how I know I'm in the right place.
But the only real change come from inside. But the only real change.
Moving from Philadelphia to Miami changed everything. I realized that if I wanted to achieve my goals, I needed to move to a place that had the energy, the entrepreneurs, the lifestyle, the luxuriousness. I needed all these things to inspire me. It's the same reason we went shopping to go get custom clothing. I need to be inspired by my environment to push me further ahead, and that alone is gonna get me to my goals faster than if I never made the move in the first place. I feel like you have an interesting perspective on if you're paying to be in Brickell, you might as well come work at a place like Ojo Dog. Can you elaborate on it?
I just sit here all day, and yeah, it's expensive. Like, the coffee is expensive, but you meet people who can afford to go here, and especially at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday, they're doing something right if they're here. It's basically an IPA. IPA is income producing activity. So everything I do, I try to be an IPA. I meet people who have courses, who do content, who do e-com. I see them, if I sit outside, I see them walk on the street. So it's I sometimes just a quick wave. There's Jaden actually right now. It's boy, get him in the vlog. Big guy, get him in the vlog.
Did you hear us talking about you? How you been? Congrats on the car, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Just saying why I sit here at the cafe all day is you never know who you're gonna bump into, and he's got a huge course offering, dropping right now. He's a car guy in Miami.
Car guy, bro. If you're looking to drive exhaust for free and profit, I'm the guy.
We haven't stayed connected the whole time, so I just see you every 6 months, and the progress is crazy. It's crazy, bro. Yeah.
Okay.
Congrats.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah.
And it literally just comes down to just putting in the work. A lot of people look for shortcuts and try to bypass this and that. It's dude, if you just put your head down and figure things out for yourself, go through the mistakes and just learn, you're gonna find success, especially if you just don't give up.
Is your car already parked up, or is it still down here?
It might still be. You want to come
Let's
check it out?
Yeah, we might as well.
It's 1 of 10 in the world.
Yeah, let's sell them, bro.
This is a new personal car.
So tell me something about this car for the people that don't know. I like cars, but
So it's a Ferrari 812 Superfast, but it's a Mansory build. So Mansory built this in Germany.
Yeah.
1 of 10 in the whole world. There's forged carbon everywhere. Dude, it's like you're never gonna see a car like this ever again.
what do you have to say to the people that say cars are a bad investment?
They just don't know what they're talking about.
I'll
It's the
end it
same as
there.
people that, it's the same as people that say any luxury items are bad investments.
Right.
How
They don't
many
get it.
conversations has that AP gotten you?
Right.
Right. How many tables has that AP allowed you to sit at? Whereas maybe otherwise you wouldn't have the same seat. The reason why I bought it is because I think it's going to make me more money
Sure.
through the networking, through the connections, through building my brand. I mean, everything has to have an ROI, and I haven't really seen a better ROI than exotic cars.
We're going to the dealership now.
Hell yeah.
Bro, thank you, man. And this video is made for the younger version of me that needed to hear this. If you're in high school or if you're a young entrepreneur and you're feeling distracted by all these things you see on the internet, e-com guys, people driving crazy cars, you can have a great life from a boring business. And our toilet paper manufacturing company is proof of it. Maybe you're cleaning houses or power washing or selling sneakers. That can lead to an amazing life. The only way that I can stay focused and not be distracted by what's going on in society is to remind myself, if I just do what everybody else is doing, now I become average. So if I'm doing something different and I can be super successful at it, well, now I stand out. Now I'm a different guy. I'm the toilet paper guy. That's my thing now.
Culling in when roads get rough. Snow's a must, the nose adjust. Young G's like we Hove and Puff.
I get to stand out, I get to build a personal brand around something unique, and I get to tell a story that's authentic to me that nobody else can do. You need to stay focused, you need to stick to the promises you make with yourself, and you need to focus deeply on what you are good at or could be good at, and go down that path. Don't be distracted by what everybody else is doing.